I just want to say that this season has been pretty entertaining so far. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there. So, welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to my review for episode number 11 of BB28. And if I'm talking a little bit quieter, that's because I've got people sleeping in my place. They gotta get up early for work, so I'm gonna be talking a little bit quieter maybe. So if you're wondering why, there's your answer. So, episode number 11 did air on Wednesday, July 29th, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Start Time. It was another 90-minute episode, which I'm not going to complain about. So, of course, tonight was the power of Veto, and we got some stuff to talk about tonight, that's for sure. So, the episode starts off by Kamu saying that he's targeting Jason. He wants to backdoor him, and this was not really news tonight at all, but I think it's even more obvious and apparent now after what happened tonight. So, Kamu would tell Lyric that she is safe and that Jason is the target. Jason is the clear-cut target at this point, right? So, now, he did go back on his word with Lyric because he told Lyric that she was safe. He said that Lyric would not go on the block. So he did go back on his word. I don't know how to feel about Kamu's gameplay this week as HOH. He is HOH, yes, which thank God he is, because I don't know, I do like him still, but he's making some decisions and I'm not really too sure about. I don't know how to feel about it, but we'll talk more about that as we go. So Jason would say to Latrice that he thinks Kamu is trying to backdoor him, and he's not wrong. Everyone knows this, right? He thinks that they don't want to give him a chance to play, because of course if Kamu nominates him, then he can compete for the veto. We'll talk more about that later. So, again, he's not wrong, right? So Kamu would tell Mallory that she is also not the target, which is true. He also tells Mallory that Jason is the target as well. But Kamu, he doesn't say this to Mallory. Mallory would be his plan B, which I did not want to hear because I do like Mallory, right? So I was not happy to hear that, but Mallory would be the plan B if Jason were to play in the veto and win, right? So, Lyric and Mallory, these two are really close. They're like best friends pretty much. So they're both in the bedroom talking to each other. They're both on the block, right? Same time, sitting next to each other. And they're both very emotional, a lot of tears. They don't want to be on the block next to each other, obviously. Because again, they're like best friends, right? So, and I like both of them too. Obviously, I made it clear that Lyric is my favorite out of the girls. So, I don't want to see either one of them on the block. So, yeah, so shifting gears a little bit, they were showing a few of the house guests in the bathroom area. So apparently Barrett can speak Spanish, and he may or may not have a thing for D. So he was speaking Spanish to Latrice, and D was there too because D is Spanish, partly Spanish, I believe. But he's like, Barrett's trying to hide the fact that he can speak Spanish. He's trying to hide that from D. It's just like a little fun little thing going on here. So I don't know. Barrett he might have kind of a thing for D right now. I don't know. It's not a showmance or anything, but I thought that was a funny little part of the episode there. So, um, Devins, he does think that everyone probably predicts that he has the power now. The only one who knows for sure is D, because he did tell D. So he was trying to throw people off, right? Just kind of saying like, oh, like, what if this person has it, that kind of thing. So Drew actually thinks that Jason might have the power, and he tells Kamu. So I don't know if this affected anything. I doubt it. I don't think it did. But Jason doesn't have the power. Again, Devins has it. So Jason, you're gonna hear me say his name a lot tonight, by the way. Jason would tell Mallory that he would use the veto on her if he won. Right? Okay. It's fine. He told that to all three nominees. Yep. And he also talked to Kamu, and he said that he would do whatever Kamu wants. So he messed up. He messed up. Even before this, he messed up. But oh, it gets worse. It gets worse. Believe me, it gets worse. So we would choose the players for the POV, and Kamu as HOH, he would pick the two names. So the first name that gets picked was Haley. Okay. Second name he picked was Latrice. So Latrice is a nominee. So because of that, Latrice gets to choose who plays for Veto, and go figure, she chooses Jason. So I'm like, oh my god, you've got to be kidding me. So Jason does get picked to play in the Veto, which Kamu does not want, obviously, because he's trying to backdoor him. So I put this in my notes right here. Jason told all three nominees he would use the veto on them if he wins. It's kind of obvious here, but you don't want to do that. And I put this in my notes too. He is getting shown a lot in this episode at this point, so I'm thinking, okay, something crazy involving Jason probably happens tonight. You can kind of tell, right? Like if the episode is showing a lot of the same house guest over and over again, odds are they probably did something crazy in the episode, and he did. He absolutely did. We'll get to that. Jason, he's with Drew and Melody in the backyard, and he just kind of, he's to say he's a loose cannon right now is probably a massive understatement. So he throws out the idea of Kamu nominating Angela or Dee as a big move, right? Okay. Yeah, so he did that. And basically what he did was he went around to the two trios. So there's the trio of Dee, Devins, and Angela, right? And then there's the trio of Kamu, Haley, and Chuck. And he was telling each trio that the other trio would go after them. It's like he's just stirring the pot, like, completely. Word is getting around quickly. Everyone is finding out. It's Big Brother, right? They all live in the same house. Word's gonna get around very quickly. So he's in trouble. he's in trouble. Understatement, right? So he's lying a lot, and people are finding out. It is clear as day at this point. So yeah. So the veto competition kicks off, right? So basically what they had to do was they had to spin around while holding on to a giant pickle, and they would have to grab a big pickle, like a board kind of thing, and hit balls into sections that were numbered. So the numbers represented points. So whoever had the most points would win. So they do a comp like this every season where it's like they spin around and they try to make some kind of a score. So the way it worked was it was 1 versus 1 at a time, so 2 at a time, I guess. The players, they get to choose who they go up against as well. So the first one up is Mallory. So she chooses Latrice, which I thought was a little bit interesting. I guess she probably figured she could beat Latrice, right? So Mallory chooses Latrice, and they go against each other in the first round, and Mallory wins. Latrice really struggled here. She didn't get any. She got 0 points. I felt so bad for her, but Mallory does win. So then, because she won, she would choose the next person. The next person was Jason, and then Jason, he would get to choose who he goes up against, and he chooses Kamu. Go figure. Surprise, surprise. So then Kamu and Jason go against each other. Kamu beats out Jason. So at this point, it's like, it's kind of a guarantee Jason is going on the block, right? So then, because Kamu won, he would pick the next person. He would then pick Haley. So then Haley would choose to go against Lyric. And Lyric wins this by a mile. I think she scored, I think it was 98 points or something like that. Lyric won, and it was not even close. So I'm like, okay, Lyric. So, again, Lyric is my favorite. Okay. So then Lyric would choose Mallory next, and then Mallory would choose to go against Kamu. So Mallory and Kamu go against each other, and the score in this round was 68 to 67, a 1 point difference. So of course they go to a commercial break, right? So then we have to wait until after the commercial break. But in my mind, I'm thinking, so Mallory and Kamu just went against each other. The only other person remaining is Lyric. So I'm thinking, oh my god, Lyric has a great chance of winning this. She has an advantage because the other two just went, right? So then we come back from the commercial break, and Mallory ends up winning by 1 point against Kamu. So it ends up being Mallory and Lyric in the final round, which is so fitting because, again, these two are like best friends, right? I love both of them. And they're both trying to win. They're both on the block. So Lyric does in fact win the power of veto, and I was so happy. She killed it in this competition. So I think that proves there that she's maybe more of a threat than people might think. So Lyric wins veto, and I'm so happy. I really want her to win this, obviously. So Lyric does win the power of veto. That is her first win of the season. So I was happy about that. But this is where things get crazy. So at this point, Jason, he knows. He can see the writing on the wall. Everyone knows what's going on, right? So now he's continuing to go around. He's trying to plant seeds of doubt in everyone's brain, and he is ready to cause chaos at this point. And when I say chaos, I'm not kidding. So apparently the house guests had a tea party planned. This has nothing to do with any of the drama or whatever. So I think Mallory was the one who organized it, right? So they would all meet outside in the backyard to have a little tea party, right? Okay, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But everyone knows Jason is playing a horrible game at this point, right? Just horrible. So they showed Kamu talking with D on the hammock, and the one part of this is funny. So we're talking again. They're gonna have this tea party, right? There's one thing that Kamu said that just it made me laugh pretty hard. He's like, he said, "Bro, let's blow up the tea party." I don't know why I found that so funny, but yeah, the tea party got blown up, all right. So I don't know how to feel about Kamu though, because he is ready to completely blow up Jason's game at this point, right? So we go to a commercial break, we come back, right? And there's this fun music playing, right? They're getting set up for the tea party, they're getting everything put out in the backyard. And then the editing here was hilarious. So it would cut away from the ones who were setting up in the backyard for the tea party, and they would cut away to Kamu in the HOH room, and it was just like this really intense music playing. It was hilarious because you got this nice little setting, nice little tea party, cuts away to Kamu, who's really intense in the HOH room, and he's ready to blow up Jason's game, and it was hilarious. So the tea party, they showed it, and it starts off nice and wholesome. It's like Kamu starts off by saying, this is one of the best experiences of my life, and he congratulated Lyric on winning Power of Veto, and then he basically says, okay, it's time to address the elephant in the room, being Jason. And this is where all heck breaks loose. I didn't put too much in my notes here because there was a lot. Jason gets thrown under the bus completely by Kamu. And the whole house knows what he has been up to, even before this happened, but now everything is out there. Everything. Jason going around to the two trios saying that they're going after each other, planting seeds of doubt. He's not playing a good game. He is really not playing a good game right now. So yeah, that was it was entertaining to watch, just back and forth, mainly between Kamu and Jason. Most of the other house guests were just kind of remaining silent, right? There was one part too where it's like, who said it now? I think Kamu said that Latrice was one of the biggest threats. I think that's what happened there. But what I found funny was Latrice was like, "Well, how am I a big threat? I didn't even hit a single ball in the power veto competition," which I felt so bad for her. But um, it was entertaining to watch. So, oh, but it gets worse. Trust me. So this is all happening, right? And I'm like, okay, Jason's game, it's completely blown up. He is going home unless he wins at this point, right? Surely. But in my mind, I'm thinking, but what about Kamu? I don't think this was really necessary for him to do. Like, I get it. He wants to blow up Jason's game, I know, but I don't think he had to do this. I don't think this was necessary. I think this is gonna end up putting a target on Kamu's back. I don't know. I kind of wish he didn't do it because there was already a target on Jason before this, right? So I don't know. I don't know if I liked the. It was entertaining to watch. It was entertaining. It was great television, but I don't think it was a good move for Kamu. I really don't. Like he's in a good spot right now because he's HOH obviously, but I don't know. We'll see how it works out for him later on. So then then the real chaos begins. Um, it would show basically the last 10 minutes or so of the episode, minus the POV meeting. Jason was going around the house banging on a pot. And I'm thinking, in my mind, the first thing I think of is Josh from season, was it 19? Was it 19 he did that, Josh? Yep, he's going around the house banging a pot right next to people's ears. I know Haley was not having it at all. um, yeah, that happened. Just constantly, over and over again, just hitting a pot, wooden spoon. Yep, that happened. Um, Safe to say he's public enemy number one. Probably even before that, but especially after that now. So yeah, it was very chaotic to say the least. So the POV meeting, obviously no surprises here. Lyric wins the veto, so she takes herself down, which I'm so happy about. And obviously, Kamu nominates Jason, so Jason is on the block now. And so it's Jason, Mallory, and Latrice who are on the block now. So that's pretty much it. So live eviction tomorrow night, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Star Time. I do plan to do another live stream for that as well. So yeah, this was an entertaining episode tonight. It's been an entertaining season in general. And Jason, he's going home unless he wins out from here on out. Like I don't see how he stays, but you never know, right? We've seen people in the past. We've seen house guests cause chaos like this in the past and end up winning their season, right? And again, I mentioned Josh. I think Josh was season 19, right? I might be mistaken about that, or Evil Dick season 8, right? I mean, you just never know, right? So yeah, we'll see what happens. Jason, Mallory, or Latrice. Obviously, I want to see Jason go home. I liked him at the start, man, but after everything that's happened, not very fond of him at the moment. So yeah, we'll see what happens. That is it for tonight's episode. Let me know what you thought of the chaos tonight. And who do you want to see go home tomorrow night? Of course, we do have Blockbuster as well. So Jason did already win one Blockbuster comp. So can he do it again? He's going to have to, or else he's going home, I feel like. So yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow night for the live eviction episode. Alright guys, I'm going to watch it, or I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow night for the live eviction and Blockbuster competition. Take care, everyone.